Hello everyone, I'm Carthu and welcome back to the dojo. Today, we are of course dropping a late night video to discuss the spoilers for Dragon Ball Super, the movie. So, the movie in December, which we have heard about for a long time now, is called Dragon Ball Super, the movie, or at least will have Dragon Ball Super in its name. That's something we didn't know, we were not sure. And we also get this nice little key art here. So, as you could see right away, that's not Toriyama style. That's not Yamamuro style. So, that has to be the new character model, or at least possibly one of the proposed character models for the new movie, which is not being animation supervised by Tadayoshi Yamamuro for the first time in literal decades. But you know me, I'm not really the big production guy. I'm not going to be able to tell you the nuances of the people on staff and how good they've done on other projects and things like that. For that content, Anime AJ already has a video up, and I highly recommend it. It is extremely informative to the nuances that this character design can shed light on for the future of this movie and also for the future of the series. And we also get a brief glimpse at the director, the writer, things along those lines, and Yamamuro's nowhere to be found, which is good based on his work on Resurrection F. Unfortunately, it was not the best, and he hasn't been a good character designer, in my opinion, since the 2008 special, which this design is actually very reminiscent of, though a little bit different. But that's not the only thing we got, or else this video would be very short and just me telling you to watch someone else's video. No. We've gotten a blurb from Toriyama explaining this movie and a bit about it and what's going on behind the scenes. However, there are two translations right now. One is the official one that Toei has given us, which is actually shorter than what Toriyama actually said in Japanese. So, we're just actually going to go over the longer one because that has all the nuance, every little detail that he was saying in the interview. So we want to get every little detail we can out of this, of course, because we are fans of the series, and pretty hardcore ones at that, if I do say so myself. So let's jump into it. The Dragon Ball Super movie this time will be the next story in the series currently airing on TV. That's huge. That it means this is a direct continuation of the Tournament of Power, or right after it, in terms of Dragon Ball Super, and that could very well mean that the Tournament of Power ends on a cliffhanger to promote the movie. That is not something that I think will be very impossible in this case. It will be an episode after catching our breath from the climax of the Tournament of Power with the universe's existence on the line, with content that will give a little better understanding about Frieza and the Saiyans, which I hadn't properly depicted up until now, and leading to a mighty foe saved for the occasion, which I think has it shaping up to be a really enjoyable story. As 2013's Battle of Gods and the last outing Resurrection F, I've written the story myself, and I've had the privilege of drawing lots of designed illustrations as well. The fact is, while I'm just as busy as ever, as long as I'm not doing a serial, I have plenty of free time to think about the animated version, which I was completely hands-off of before. So, please look forward to it. Let's stop after that paragraph. This is Toriyama saying he's getting more involved with the story directly, which means we won't have, those slight contradictions with his notes in the episode writing, like we had in Super. This movie is going to be strictly his notes A to B and everything in between, or at least mostly. So I think this is going to be pretty good. By the way, when he says completely hands-off, he's probably talking about Z. He didn't have anything to do with Z, but at least he gave notes and things and sat down at writing meetings for Super as far as we've been told. It also says he'll be drawing a lot of the design illustrations, which is good. He didn't actually design as many people for the Tournament of Power as we thought, like the rest of the Pride Troopers that weren't the main three, Toppo, Dispo, and Jiren. He didn't design those. As far as we know, it came from Toei staff. Toei staff made Kale, so he made Caulifla to go alongside her. So, yeah, it's pretty much that the Tournament of Power had a lot of not Toriyama stuff in it. And this is good to go back to the Toriyama stuff. I do enjoy his style of writing. It's very comical, and he does take action very well when he does it seriously. especially if it goes back to his earlier roots and he's trying, recapture the spark. I think he'll do a great job, so long as, no one interferes too much, like needing a Broly look-alike, so that way we could sell more merch. Well, let's continue. Now then, the animated version on TV will be ending for the time being, but the very popular Dragon Ball Super comic, drawn by Toyotaro, on sale now up through Volume 5, will keep on going as is. I think there will also be story developments different from the TV show and the movie, so please look forward to that as well. I will be too. Akira Toriyama. So, what we've got here is confirmation that the manga is continuing past the end of Super, the anime series. It's going to go into the movie territory, and at the pace it's going, it may get here before the movie. As you saw in that poster image too, I forgot to mention this, the movie is coming out the 14th of December 2018, but that's probably not an international release date. That is probably a Japanese release date, not the international. Though Funimation has been posting information about this constantly, there may be a release date for the US slated, but I don't know because I don't think they're going to do a sub-release here. But it's very possible they may. Maybe there's something we could pay to view it online at home or something. That would be pretty nice. I wouldn't mind that. I know the theatrical would be better. I'd love to sit down with a group of friends and, watch some Dragon Ball on the big screen again. But if we have to deal with it being like some sort of digital payment where I pay the price of a movie ticket to sit at home and watch this movie at home, I wouldn't be that upset about it because, of course, I love doing my content and I want to know everything about this movie the minute it comes out. I mean, December 14th, whether I see it or not, I'm going to find out every detail about this movie. And I think I'm going to be pretty excited because this seems like the future of the series. Now, we're going to do some light speculation here as to what's going on. He says he saved the foe for this occasion. Who have we not used? Who hasn't been used? Who's been saved? Well, guys, let's bring you back to a time where young Carthu, on his 5th video, made a bold claim that got 300,000 views. That claim was, the Grand Priest is evil, but he's not really evil because he just wants to free his kids and himself from servitude by implementations of the Omni Kai. Now, what if this foe that has been saved is none other than the Grand Priest? I don't want to go crazy about it. I mean, it's literal speculation. I mean, there's nothing to base it off of other than saved for the occasion. Which, I think maybe, stretching it out. Anyone could have been saved for the occasion as a villain. It's very hard to, pin someone down. He says he's going to go into the past of the Saiyans and Frieza as well. So, yeah, who else could it be? I mean, you have the Grand Priest maybe talking about something about about Frieza and the Saiyans. I mean, maybe Beerus is an actual enemy this time around. Like, we actually need to fight and kill Beerus this time because we find out what he told Frieza to do to blow up planet Vegeta. And, Vegeta can't handle it and, Goku's upset at him too. And it turns into this big conflict. That's very possible. I mean, technically we've used him already, but not as a full foe fought at full power. Do I think any new transformations will come in this movie? I hope not. Ultra Instinct hasn't had its time to shine yet, so let's give it its time to shine. And I doubt Goku's actually fully mastered it. I think he can access the full power form, but that doesn't mean he's mastered the ability to access that form, if that makes sense. Sort of similar to like a Super Saiyan 2 situation. You have to, access it and then learn how to do it. Yeah, that's the main points I really wanted to hit here. Other than that, I mean, the fact that the manga's continuing was sort of something I said would happen, and it's something I contradicted myself on because I said Super would come back with a different name. But if the manga continues with the name Super, they might just keep it because they wouldn't want to make it Dragon Ball Super Z, right? The reason Dragon Ball Z works is because, even though it's the same manga, Dragon Ball, is because it's so drastically different. And if the themes aren't so drastically different between Super's first run to Super's second run, then I think they should just continue the episode count and call it Super again and just call it a hiatus. And he does say the TV will be ending for the time being, so it seems like an optimistic outlook, and he probably knows a little bit more than us, so don't take it with, 100% fact definitive that he knows that the series is continuing, but it's possible he knows something more than we do, and he's pushing it forward. Also, the fact that he has so much more involvement, like I said, is going to be huge. I love Toriyama's artwork. I think his designs will be great. And the design of this character, Goku right here, other than the eyes being a little bit one-piecey and far apart, looks great overall. I think this design could work very well, especially with some minor tweaks given to it by people who've worked with Dragon Ball a lot longer than this animation supervisor who has not worked with Dragon Ball has. He's a young animator. He's very talented. He's like a Takahashi type. He's so gifted, but he actually works at Toei instead of being a freelance. I think this could be an excellent, excellent movie. They said they want it to be the best looking Dragon Ball movie ever, and if this is the art style they're using to animate their characters under, it has the good potential of being the best animated Dragon Ball movie ever. Shida, Tate, Takahashi, if they pull him on board, anyone else too could do great work with those designs because they are just so flexible and easily usable. Anyway, guys, that's it. Leave your opinions and counterpoints in the comments down below. Subscribe if you want more Dragon Ball videos. It's a bit late here. I don't want to do the full-on one, but I'll just give you a video outro.